Today we're diving into an important economic concept, the Phillips curve. So what exactly is the Phillips curve? It is a model that describes the relationship between inflation and unemployment. In the short run, there is a negative relationship between inflation and unemployment. To put it simply, when inflation is high, unemployment is low, and when inflation is low, unemployment is high. In a graph, it is represented like this. The inverse relationships can be seen during economic booms because inflation rises as unemployment falls, reflecting a positive output gap. Conversely, during recessions, we see high unemployment but usually low inflation, indicating a negative output gap. Central banks can influence this dynamic, for example, through expansionary monetary policy aimed at a positive output gap. By increasing the money supply, they aim to boost employment by shifting the aggregate demand curve to the right. This increase in demand leads to higher output and employment, but typically, these effects are temporary. Over time, though, the effects of expansionary policy wear off. As the economy adjusts, the short-term aggregate supply curve shifts leftward, pushing the economy back to long-run equilibrium. Employment might return to its natural level, often referred to as full employment, but inflation remains elevated. This effect can also be seen with negative output gaps, where in the long run, the Phillips curve also returns to full employment. In the long run, the Phillips curve is vertical, reflecting no trade-off between inflation and unemployment. This vertical line intersects the horizontal axis at the natural unemployment rate, also known as the non-accelerating inflation rate of unemployment, ARU. This highlights that while central banks can manage inflation and unemployment in the short term, their long-term influence primarily affects inflation rates, with employment returning to its natural level.